What's up guys, welcome to the video. So today I wanted to touch on basically my whole Back to Shredded series and pretty much what's next. So if you guys have been following along, I spoke about a condition that I have in my last episode of Back to Shredded. So I have a condition called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So what that is, it's an autoimmune condition where your body attacks its own tissue. So my body is basically attacking my own thyroid, and I have elevated antibodies. And so basically the many symptoms are chronic fatigue, brain fog, dry skin, IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. I'm always kind of bloated, leaky gut. And with the leaky gut, you have to eliminate a lot of trigger foods. So there's a lot of foods that I've eliminated out of my diet. My diet is very, very plain right now. I'm not doing any grains. Basically all I'm eating is like meat, vegetables, and sweet potato is like my main carbohydrate source. And I really do miss rice cakes and cream of rice, but hopefully as the condition gets better, I'll be able to introduce some of these foods and see how I tolerate them. What's most important for me right now is to get out of the deficit, and that's exactly what I did. So I've basically been out of a deficit for about a week now, and already everything's getting better in terms of like my strength. You know, I'm feeling a little bit better. My sleep is better, and typically after doing a dieting phase like that, you would kind of want to slowly ramp calories up to prevent any unwanted fat gain if your goal was to stay a bit leaner. But what's best for me is just straight get out of the deficit, because the faster I'm out of the deficit, the faster that my hormones will bounce back, my thyroid will bounce back, my testosterone will come back, my sleep will get better, I'll be more full, I'll feel better about the way I'm looking, you know, because when you're dieting, you're always super flat, and it just sucks, you know, like your glycogen's low, and that comes with dieting. You know, that's why refeeds are beneficial, and that's why I did this whole series to show you guys the steps and basically what happens. You know, I had a day where I had a binge and I shared that with you guys. All this stuff happened, so that was the whole gist of doing this whole Back to Shredded series, as well as just tightening up and being lean for marketing and social media purposes. So right now I'm going to try to maintain this current conditioning. I brought my calories and macros. So my calories are roughly at 28 to 2900, and macros are roughly 90 grams of fat, 300 grams of carbs, and about 180 grams of protein. Now, of course, I'm not going to track them to a T, which I do, you know what I mean? So I'll be plus or minus 5 to 10 grams of carbs, and then plus or minus, say, 2 to 5 grams of fat. The more consistent you are, the better. And so yes, I'm going to try to hold this conditioning for a while, but definitely be out of the deficit. And you know, I really want to focus on my strength. I'm already noticing that I'm getting stronger, you know, just by bringing my calories up to maintenance. I was stronger today in the gym by 1 rep on all my exercises compared to last week. And yeah, so I held my strength pretty well during the whole Back to Shredded series. It was like those last 4 weeks where it was really getting heavy, and I was basically just maintaining my strength. And then it started to dip off towards the end, which happens because I was hitting new low weigh-ins, my glycogen was low, and yeah, I think I made some great progress during this series. We started at 203 pounds, and I dieted for 13 weeks, and I got down to 190.4, I think was my lowest weigh-in. So roughly 13 pounds in 13 weeks, which is pretty good. You know, I didn't steadily lose 1 pound per week. There was, you know, 1 week where I lost maybe half a pound, and then 1 week where, you know, I took diet breaks, you know, full week at maintenance, and basically just maintained for that week and then started digging again. So this is very beneficial for you guys to go back and watch and relearn, and just take notes, you know what I mean? You might miss something one video and then you watch it again, like, okay, it kind of clicks. So the whole playlist is there for you guys to see everything. So yeah, right now my current goal is going to be to maintain this, my current conditioning, and I'm probably going to put on a little bit of body fat because I did bring calories up. But most importantly is fixing my health and my autoimmune condition. I'm working with a good doctor right now. Well, he's not a doctor, but he's like a functional medicine and really understands this type of condition. I've been to so many doctors, so many endocrinologists, and basically didn't do shit for me. But I do have a good doctor that I'm working with, and she's willing to take blood labs that I need to whenever we have to, so this is really good. So I'm very confident that we're gonna fix this issue. If not, I mean, well, the thing is with autoimmune condition, I'm gonna have this for the rest of my life, but the goal is to bring the antibodies down to as low as possible. And I'm pretty confident that we're gonna do it. It's just gonna take some time, and for me being in a deficit in dieting, stress levels are high, so basically my immune system has to work even harder, and it's just not good for me. So pulling myself out of the deficit is probably the best thing for me right now. I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand that your health is way more important than just being shredded. You know what I mean? A lot of people, just even like people that are competing in bodybuilding, you know what I mean? They are putting their body through hell for say 16, who knows how many weeks they're dieting, say 12 to 16 weeks, and it's like they're on stage for, you know, like a couple minutes, and then that's it, you know, the show's over, and you basically just beat the shit out of your body for all those weeks, and then the last thing you want to do is continue to diet. So, you know, they just eat whatever they want, and then they put on all this body fat, and then it's like shit, they see all this fat gain, and they were just in the best condition of their life, and then the next thing that they do is they're trying to diet it off again, but their metabolism is so suppressed that they can't lose weight, and then they just go through this vicious cycle of binging and then trying to diet down and binging and diet down, and it's pretty crazy. Yeah, many competitors go through that, but for me, yeah, I just went straight to maintenance. And so the next steps right now are I have an appointment with the functional medicine doctor. Well, he's not a doctor, but the functional medicine guy on October 6th. And so I just had some blood labs done. My HB1AC came back good, but my fasting blood insulin is super low. So I'm gonna have the appointment with him. We're having a follow-up to see what he thinks we should do next. Most likely we're gonna do I think it's like a stool test, which is basically taking a sample of a piece of my poop, which that will be able to tell if I have any type of virus or chronic infection going on in my stomach, because I do always have, I'm kind of bloated all the time, so I have IBS, and so the more data we have, the better, and he has a lot more other steps that we will take if this test comes back fine. So I'm super excited to be figuring this stuff out, because it's been a long time, and I spend a lot of my time doing research, reading, collecting data, trying different things, and this is all good for me to learn, because this is all experience for me to help all of you guys. I went through a whole time frame where I had super low testosterone when I was shredded. I was straight shredded to the socks, and went to my doctor, and you know, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't feel well. I felt like shit, and then I asked her, I was like, oh, do you do testosterone checks? And she kind of looked at me like, yeah, but why? I was just like, I don't know, I just don't feel well, you know? So ended up taking my testosterone, and it came back at 116 nanograms per deciliter and a free testosterone of 10. So that's less than like what a female produces. And so after that, I did a lot of research, a lot of data, a lot of reading, learning how to optimize my testosterone naturally. And then within a year and a half, I went from a 116 nanograms per deciliter all the way up into the thousands. And so that was with diet, proper sleep, proper training, not overtraining, supplementation. And so all these factors come into play when you're trying to get your hormones in a correct balance. If you have too much body fat, then you can have too much estrogen and then not enough testosterone, you know. So the endocrine system is so tricky. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'll get into more of this stuff, more videos. I kind of ranted on. But yeah, so I'm excited to be on the road to recovery and fixing this issue. I'm gonna share all this stuff with you guys, and once again, thank you to everybody that's been following along. Yeah, the journey continues. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.